Your entire life, you were taught to obey, to stay quiet, to work for someone else, to not ask too many questions. They told you that if you were patient, the reward would come. But the reward never came. Because school taught you everything except one thing: how to actually think about money. The ancient Stoics knew what the system never wanted you to know. Stay until the end, because Principle 10 is the one you feared hearing the most. We live in an era where it has never been easier to make money. The internet, global markets, tools that 20 years ago were reserved for a handful of people. And yet, most men end the month with an empty account. Why? Because the problem is not external. The problem is internal. Seneca wrote, "Poverty consists not in having little, but in desiring much." That sentence is over 2,000 years old, and it has never been more relevant. The modern man is not broke because he earns little. He is broke because nobody taught him how to think. He buys things he does not need. He impresses people he does not respect. He spends money he does not have to feel like someone he is not. The education system taught you math, history, geography, but it never told you how to build wealth, how to think long-term, how to tell the difference between value and price. That was not an accident. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The system needs you to want more and consume more. The dependent man is predictable. The predictable man is easy to control. Stoicism is not philosophy for the weak who want to feel better. It is philosophy for those who decided to stop playing by someone else's rules. Today you will learn 10 principles of wealth that are in no textbook. Before the principles, we need to make the right diagnosis. Why do intelligent men stay broke? Not for lack of talent, not for lack of opportunity, for lack of philosophy. Modern psychology has a name for this: the hedonic treadmill. The more you earn, the more you need. A raise, a new car, a bigger apartment. And always you feel like something is missing. That is not a character flaw. It is a designed mechanism. Ads do not sell you products. They sell you the feeling that you are not enough. Most men play this game their entire lives. Work more, spend more, feel less. And they never understand why. Even with a full wallet, something is still wrong. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." The Stoics understood something economics never captured in an equation. Wealth is not a number in the bank. Wealth is the relationship between what you have and what you truly need. The man who earns 30,000 and needs 20 is richer than the one who earns 100 and needs 120. That is Stoic mathematics. And school never taught you that. Principle 1. Master your desires before counting your gains. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has little, but the man who craves more that is poor." The first principle is not about investments. It is about self-control. Picture a professional. He earns well but has a car loan he took out to impress others. A gym membership he has not used in 6 months. A new phone because the latest model came out. End of month, 0. The Stoics did not start from the income side, but from the desire side. Before asking how much you can earn, ask how much you truly need. That shift in perspective is worth more than any raise. Principle 2. Distinguish value from price. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the opinions about things." Price is the number on the tag. Value is what the thing actually gives you. You buy branded shoes for $300. Do they give you comfort, or just the illusion of others' respect? The second costs you a fortune over a lifetime. A craftsman bought used tools instead of new branded ones, spending a fraction of the price. 5 years later, he opened his own workshop, in cash. His colleague, who bought on credit, shut down. Ask about value before looking at the price. Principle 3. Practice voluntary discomfort. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men of his era, regularly lived like a poor man for a few days. He slept on a hard cot, ate simple food, wore modest clothes, not because he had to know that he could. That exercise has a concrete financial effect. It reduces the fear of loss. And fear of loss is the main reason most people never invest. An entrepreneur spent 1 week a month living on the minimum, cooked at home, gave up entertainment, walked everywhere. In 1 year, he had savings he had never been able to accumulate before. Voluntary discomfort teaches your brain one thing: I can survive without luxury. That is financial freedom, before you have $1 million in the bank. Principle 4. Build wealth in silence. Marcus Aurelius did not announce his plans. He acted. The modern man does the opposite. He talks about what he is going to achieve. He brags about his plans and feels as if he has already done it before he starts. Psychology calls this the social reality effect. Declaring a goal in public gives the brain a partial sense of success and kills the impulse to act. A carpenter saved money every month for 3 years. Nobody knew. Then he opened his own shop, without a loan. His friends could not believe it. Real wealth is built in silence. Talk less. Do more. Watch your net worth grow, while others burn energy on declarations. Principle 5. Protect your time like a treasure. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have little time, it is that we waste so much of it. Money can be recovered. Hours, never. A man who spends 3 hours a day on social media loses over 1,000 hours a year. That is 25 weeks of productive life, gone forever." A consultant calculated how much time he lost weekly in pointless meetings. It came out to 18 hours. He started declining half of them. In 1 year, he doubled his income. Your time is your capital. Every wasted hour is a financial loss, even if it does not show up on your bank statement. Principle 6. Learning to say no is an investment. Epictetus said, "Freedom is not the right to do everything you want. It is the ability to refuse what you do not want." Every yes to something secondary is a no to something essential. The man who cannot say no accepts every underpaid project out of fear of losing a client, goes to every meeting out of fear of rejection, accepts every favor to be liked by everyone, and in the end has neither time, nor money, nor respect. A developer started refusing projects below his rate. The first month he was afraid. By the third, he had fewer clients and earned 30% more. No is the most powerful word in your arsenal. Principle 7. Invest in yourself before investing in the market. Marcus Aurelius studied his entire life, philosophy, rhetoric, law, strategy. Not because he had to as emperor, because he understood. The best investment returns with you. Stocks can lose value. Real estate can lose value. Skill stays with you forever. An electrician invested in a project management course. 1 year later, he was promoted and earning double. The return on that investment, 1,000%. Before buying stocks, ask yourself, have I invested enough in my own market value? The market can fail you. Your competencies cannot. But there is a moment when even the best prepared man makes a mistake. A mistake that erases years of work. And no, it is not a bad investment. Stay with me. Principle 8. Emotions cost you a fortune. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize that and you will find strength." Most financial decisions are made under impulse. You buy because you feel sadness. You sell because panic takes over. You invest in euphoria. And you lose. Studies show the average investor gets results 40% worse than the fund they invest in, precisely because of hasty reactions. A trader adopted one single rule. Before any financial decision, he waited 24 hours. In 1 year, his results improved 30%. Your greatest financial enemy is not the market. It is you, in your moment of weakness. Principle 9. Build a cushion before you start taking risks. Epictetus taught, "Prepare for the worst, and the worst will lose its power over you." The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the meditation on possible loss. Imagine the worst scenario. Prepare for it in advance. In finance, that means one thing: an emergency fund. At minimum 6 months of expenses, in cash, outside any investment. An entrepreneur ignored this principle for years. When his main client left, he sold investments at a loss just to survive. If he had had a reserve, he could have waited. And waiting is the privilege of the prepared. Before investing a single dollar, build your cushion. That is not caution. That is strategy. Principle 10. Live as if you could lose everything tomorrow, and do not change a single step. This is the principle you feared. Not because it is hard to understand, but because it is hard to accept. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, one of the most powerful men in history, wrote every morning that he could lose everything: the power, the wealth, the life, and precisely that gave him peace. It is not attachment to wealth that builds a legacy. It is independence from it. When you are willing to lose, you make better decisions. You invest with more calm. You negotiate from strength, not from desperation. You do not accept bad terms, because you know you will survive without that opportunity. There is an image I want you to picture: a man, 50 years old, sitting at a table in an empty apartment. He has a bank account with an impressive number, and nothing else. No time, no relationships, no peace. He spent his whole life chasing that number, and he got it. But along the way he lost himself. This is not a story about money not mattering. It matters. It matters enormously. But only as a tool, not as an end. The 10 principles you learned today are not a list of financial tricks. They are an internal map. The man who masters his desires, protects his time, acts in silence, and does not fear loss. That man does not need the system to be free. He already is. If you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Because in the next video we are going to talk about something most men avoid their entire lives, and it costs them more than any bad purchase.